Land of Hope and Glory will be roared out in the customary way by the last night of the Proms audience. But how exactly was the anthem composed? Find out in Pomp and Circumstance this Tuesday lunchtime at 1:30 on BBC Radio 4.
If you're interested in the world around you, there are many different ways to keep up to date across all the BBC channels.
I'm just about to give a consultation, a treatment to a little 6-year-old. Hello, my little precious angel. I'm going to quickly have a look in your energy field.
Jimmy and Julie have got 3 weeks to try to change 3 futures.
I know you love your kids, but the lifestyle you're giving them is killing them.
By lunchtime, the BBC helicopter caught the moment when one of the suspects was arrested. He was put into a white forensic suit and driven away.
One of my favourite lessons so far has been learning how to survive in the jungle on just its natural resources. There are 3 things you need: shelter, water, and once you've caught it, food.
To get information on these or any of the BBC channels, call 08700 10 10 10.
Now on BBC One, the news with Darren Jordan.
Israeli forces begin demolishing the homes of Jewish settlers in Gaza. The bulldozers move in as the last settlers are forced from their homes. The Pope outlines his future for the Catholic Church at the end of his visit to Germany. Chelsea get the edge over the Gunners as they beat Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. And Dame Kelly Holmes says an emotional goodbye after her last race in Britain. Good evening. The Israeli army has begun demolishing the homes of Jewish settlers ordered out of Gaza, part of an agreement made with the Palestinian authorities. This morning, soldiers resumed their removal of the remaining settlers following a break for the Sabbath. All 8,500 settlers are being moved out of Gaza. Only 600 are left, and they're expected to leave this week. From Gaza, Ola Guerin reports.
The pullout isn't quite over yet, but the bulldozers are already in. Israel began erasing its past today, devouring the settler homes by agreement with the Palestinians. Up the road, they were getting ready for the army in the settlement of Katif, one of the last to go. Both sides know their moves, and the settlers also know they've lost their fight. Well, it's taken the army just a few minutes to deal with the burning barricade. It's been pushed aside by heavy lifting gear. The troops and police are now massing outside the gate, waiting to come in. This is the kind of resistance that we've seen in settlement after settlement this week, but at this stage, it really is little more than a ritual. In the synagogue, they gathered for a farewell prayer. Israel never had a week like this before, removing its settlers from occupied Palestinian land. But for all those taken out of Gaza, hundreds of thousands more are staying in the West Bank. Outside, there was a truce. The army is relieved the pullout has gone so well, but it isn't over yet. This was the welcome for troops and police near Sanur, one of just 2 West Bank settlements to be evacuated early this week. They may be last on the list, but they could be the hardest. Orla Guerin, BBC News, Katif.
The airline catering company at the centre of strike action at Heathrow has failed in its legal action to stop large-scale demonstrations near its factory. But Gate Gourmet has been granted a High Court injunction limiting the number of pickets immediately outside its gates to 6. Here's Patrick Bartlett.
Celebrations as the sacked workers learned they could continue their protest on a grass bank close to the Gate Gourmet factory. They've been here since the company locked them out 10 days ago after they held an unofficial strike. But the judge also said a picket at the factory entrance must in future be limited to 6 people. And crucially, the injunction places a legal responsibility on the Transport Workers Union to prevent any harassment or intimidation.
We have no problem with peaceful demonstrations on the grassy knoll. That's not the issue here. The issue is enabling our employees to safely come and go from the workplace, and this decision has enabled that to happen.
At the High Court, the judge, Mr. Justice Fulford, agreed the injunction should name 17 people the company says have